Now, I want to talk to you about an effective strategy. And what is an effective strategy? Well, basically, it's a system that really utilizes your time in the most efficient manner in order to add the most significant positive value to your life. And hopefully, more importantly, you get to enjoy it on the way. So, how do we create this? Well, firstly, I want you to think about what two areas of your life, if you were to grow in and improve in, would add the most significant value to your life. Might be your financial situation, but maybe you've already got lots of money and maybe health is more important to you. So health and maybe your relationships might be another value which is more important to you right now. So think about what are your top two areas that if you were just going to succeed in those two would add the most significant value to your life and improve the quality of your life. And then think about why would they make you feel that way? Like, what are you looking for? What are the feelings that you're looking for when achieving those goals? It's really important to know what are the two areas you need to concentrate all your growth and efforts into in your life, because there are really areas that add a lot more value to your life being successful in those areas. And deciding which are the areas that you want to succeed in is also very important when you're setting your goals and prioritizing your time. And you need to prioritize your time because really time is precious and we never really appreciate how much time we have in this life until unfortunately maybe we only have a limited amount of it left. So try and always think of it and try and create as much time as possible and make every day count, because whatever the amount of money you can make in a year, you can always remake it and replace it. But for no amount of money in the world can you ever replace the time that you may have wasted in that same year. So time is precious. You got to think about that, guys. Now, often when it comes to organizing time, people talk about time management, but I want to talk about a more proactive perspective and look at it as time creation, because we all have the ability to create time in our day. It's basically prioritizing what's important to us. We all have 24 hours in a day, and how much time do you actually spend each day to improving the quality of your life and chasing your dreams? 1 hour, maybe you don't at the moment, but here's what I want you to start doing. I want you to divide your waking hours of the day into two halves of 8 hours, more or less. You can have 8 hours for sleeping to make up the 24, but you only need like 6 or 7. But for those two waking sessions, you have two 8-hour halves of your day. Now I want you to write a timetable for those two 8-hour halves of the day and set yourself two goals for those 8-hour periods. And make the time to do the most important things, the priorities, earliest in the day, because they're your priorities, and create the time to do those things early in the morning. And your goal really each day is to basically win the morning half of the day by achieving those two goals, and then to do the same in the afternoon as well. And as you accumulate this daily winning, you develop greater confidence and you start to create an identity shift and become that person that you're actually capable of becoming. Because when you win on a day-to-day basis in life, you win in life. So now that you've got some tips on how to make your daily plan, let's look at how would you make a weekly timetable, because all successful people have routines. Because really, in order to maximize your results consistently, you've got to create and adhere to a well thought and well constructed timetable, because if you do, you can really achieve more in 1 year of concentrated effort than you could in 10 years of really aimless living. So to create an effective timetable, you need to always prioritize doing those things that are going to add greater significant value to your life. Do your valuable work, like I said before, either early in the morning or do it at the time of the day when you're most energized and tend to produce your best work. And that's something really important to consider when creating your weekly timetables. And another thing I'd like to share with you on this subject is you should set aside 1 hour every weekend to create your weekly timetable and to review the week before and see what needs improving. This is crucial because this is the time when you decide what you need to be doing for the rest of the week, on what times and what days. And this is the only time you really get to think about it. So during the week, when it gets to Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you don't feel like it doesn't matter. It's not time for you to think. During the week, you act. So do all your thinking on Sunday morning, for example. That's the best time to do it. Don't leave it to Sunday night when you're in a rush. Do it Sunday morning and do all your thinking on Sunday morning. During the week, you don't need to think, you need to act. So make sure you get all your thinking done in that 1 hour on Sunday morning when you're fresh and you've got loads of time. Don't leave it to the last minute, because the last minute you just sort of throw something together. All good? I hope you're getting some value out of this so far. Now, I talked before about doing those things that add the greatest significant value to your life, either early in the morning or at that time of the day when you're most energized and tend to produce your best work. I'm sure if you all think about it, you've got those times of the day when you're more in the groove and you're firing on all cylinders and you're just producing your best. But then you have times of the day when you're a bit run down, you're a bit more sluggish. That's pretty fair for everyone. Yeah, it's normal, I think. So it's important for you to recognize and utilize those times of the day when you're at your most productive. Do the important things in that time. It's pretty straightforward, yeah? But what is it that you're normally doing when you're at the weakest moments of your day, that point of that time of the day when you're really vulnerable to falling into bad habits? When is that time of the day in your life when you tend to be least productive? Maybe after work, when you're tired, you just want to relax, and the couch and the remote control, they're all there. And the phone charger's right next to the couch, and maybe there's some nibblies there. It's like a perfect storm just calling you to the couch. Maybe there's that time in the day that's familiar with a lot of people, I think. So how can you best set yourself up to be more productive and more successful at those weakest moments throughout your day? Think about it. It's all really about creating the right habits. Now, if you create the right habits at the right times of the day and set yourself up to be successful in those habits, then that's really a huge game changer in your life right there. That'll change the trajectory like that. Let me give you an example. Let's say in the mornings you want to go for a 30-minute walk or a jog as part of a new lifestyle. Then I want you to create the new habit of when you wake up in the morning and you walk out into the lounge room, your running shoes are already there. And I want you to make it the new habit just to put those shoes on and go for a quick 3-minute walk. That's your habit. That's it. Put your shoes on, go for a quick 3-minute walk. That's it. Easy habit to do. Make your habits easy to do. It's really important because habits become part of our routine through repetition. So make it so easy that you can perform it at least 95% of the time. And although like that sounds like an easy thing to do, you're actually overcoming what's normally the hardest part of the activity, and that's getting started. But once you get started, it's much easier to keep going because you're there, momentum's there, you're doing things, you're getting into it. And you'll find that when you're outside and you're starting that 2 or 3-minute walk, it's much easier for you to keep going and do another 5 and then another 5. And before you know it, you've done your 30. But I want you to make it your new habit in whatever you do, just to get you to the starting point of where you need to be and to get you just started. What happens is once you get started and you show up, your motivation shows up too. So if you wanted to work on your business or study a new course or something like that, then make it your new habit to be at your desk or wherever it is you do your work and just do 5 minutes of work. Make it your new habit just to show up and do 5 minutes of work. Your motivation will kick in as soon as you start. And always set yourself up for success in those habits. Like I said before, if you're going for a jog in the morning, then put your shoes out the night before. Put them in a place you're literally going to fall over them when you wake up and you can't miss them. And let's say when you come home from work and you want to do study, then put some chairs blocking you to go to the lounge room and that direct you to where you need to be doing your work, like your office or your desk or something like that. Literally set up your environment consciously before you go to work that encourages you to make the right decisions and perform the right actions when you come back. And that's how you make new habits easier to perform, and that's how you become successful in setting yourself up. But always make it your number one habit to show up, be where you need to be every time, every day. And some days you'll do really amazing work, some days you won't, but you must always show up, because when you constantly show up, you begin to make that identity shift where you start becoming someone who performs those habits because it's just what they do and it's who they are. And that identity shift, like I said, it comes through repetition, and that's how you make habits permanent. By repeating it enough times, it becomes part of your lifestyle and part of your identity. You become someone who does what they need to do because that's just who they are. They're someone who always shows up. So if you can really create the right habits and set yourself up for success in those habits and always show up for those habits, you can really start to make amazing progress towards creating that future you desire and enjoying your life a lot more. And also make sure that some of the new habits that you create get you doing things that really just mean things to you in your life. Like, you want to do things that are in alignment with your core values as a person and what's important to you. So spending more time with people you love, or pursuing a hobby, or playing a sport, or reading, meditating, yoga, whatever it is that fills your day with positive emotions and brings you closer to your goals of leading a happier and fulfilling life. It's really important to have that kind of structure to your day. Set it up with the right habits that enable you to enjoy and to live your best life each and every day, while always heading in the direction of constant improvement. And that's like really good formula right there for creating and living your best life. So let me know, for example, what's a new habit that you can include in your daily life that will get you taking much better action more consistently? And how can you best set yourself up to be successful taking that action? Let me know in the comments. And right now, after this, I'm going to be talking to you about how to bring all these lessons together and live your best life on a daily basis. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this.